Hey and welcome, I'm Hammeh, and some Overwatch news close to my heart today. Now, I've always loved LEGO. In fact, I used to work at one of their theme parks when I was a kid, and Overwatch LEGO has been coming to us for quite some time. Now, we did see the Blizzard exclusive Bastion announced recently. Some lucky YouTubers got their chance to have a play with one, but unofficially it seems the rest of the full first wave of LEGO has been leaked. Now, as always, it's a retailer for these kind of things, and Target over in the US was reported by a number of LEGO fan sites, including the Brick Fan, to have had some listings up. So these are listed for January 2019. I'm going to run you quickly through all of the different sets and images that we have so far. And yeah, they are images. They're from the Target site. I'm pretty sure it's official. No comment from LEGO or Overwatch yet, but these don't look like mock-ups if they're on the Target American retail website to me. Timecodes in the description below if you want to skip. Firstly, we have a Tracer versus Widowmaker set. Now, it's a small set, 129 pieces, going to be about $14.99 apparently. Now, of course, for you Europeans, we do get a bit of a janky exchange rate, so it's not going to be the same in pounds or indeed in euros as that dollar conversion. It might even just be £15 base, or maybe even slightly more expensive. We do have Tracer and Widowmaker minifigures. Those are looking pretty awesome, and with a little satellite cart from Watchpoint Gibraltar. It looks as though they're fighting on there to me, and I think Watchpoint Gibraltar, as you'll see in some other images, is very much the focus of this set. I do like Tracer sitting in the payload there, and Widowmaker with her sniper rifle looking pretty fancy. I do like the chroming effects as well, or maybe it's just the light, I don't know, but the shiny effects on both Widowmaker's headpiece and Tracer's hair. Going up to $19.99, 197 piece set, we have Hanzo versus Genji. Now, again, loving this. We have a little diorama of a bit of Hanamura, clearly sort of reenacting bits from the Dragon set. Now, I do like the little bit of character that LEGO have injected into this. It's exactly the kind of thing you might see in a LEGO Overwatch game. You see that dude with the pompadour hairstyle there. If you remember in the animated short Dragons, he's the one I think who sort of runs into the bell or gets like thrown into the bell. I'll show you the little bit of the animated short alongside it as I'm talking about it. So pretty sweet there with those two. We then have another set, Dorado Showdown. That's 419 pieces at about $30. You get Soldier 76, Reaper, and McCree minifigures in this, which is most awesome. And you do, of course, get that very sort of characterful sort of hover truck that we see in Soldier 76 is short, of course, Hero, as well as being the payload on the level Dorado as well. Nice little fight that those guys are having there. Dorado's, of course, Arch, that choke point that you fight over when you're pushing the payload to start with on attack. And in fact, there's a couple of sort of arches of that description, but that's the one with the actual hole in that you can go through, I think. So yeah, going on the way to the first capture point. Of course, little market stalls, the little pinatas and things, little lights hanging down as well, and a McCree minifigure, which many people will be delighted with. Next up, Deva and Reinhart. We're getting to the bigger sets now, 455 pieces, chunkier figures here, $39.99. So obviously one of the things for LEGO is how they choose to convey certain things. So you've got Deva and Reinhart front and back of box art there, which is pretty cool. Reinhardt with his rocket hammer, of course. What do you think of that Reinhardt treatment? I'm looking at the legs, and I'm thinking, obviously, there are existing LEGO sets of various kinds. Now, I'm no massive LEGO expert, but I've played with LEGO loads since I was a kid. I still love this stuff. I recognise those legs from like other LEGO models, ditto with the Deva ones, sort of kind of thing. So there's probably a little bit of adaptation there. You do, of course, get your Deva minifigure there as well. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if there was a Reinhardt minifigure inside there too? Can you see on the top of the box there, on the top left of this one I'm flashing up, you can see Deva and like what looks like to be another minifigure. So you're going to get a Reinhardt minifigure inside that box as well. A nice little detail I literally just spotted as recording this now. Maybe the suit opens, he can come out of it, or maybe he just sits alongside it. So those bigger sets, what do you think of those? I know those are ones that people are going to be very passionate about, have opinions on in terms of how they look, I think. I like them personally, but I'm looking at those legs and think I kind of recognise that leg style from elsewhere. So with LEGO sets, very often it's how many pieces are reused from other sets against how many new pieces there are. People who really love their LEGO and know these details, I know that's the kind of thing that's important for them. Now the Bastion one is interesting. 602 pieces, $49.99. Now remember that Blizzard have a Omnic Crisis Bastion, 182 piece on their site. That's probably a Blizzard exclusive, Blizzard store exclusive. This one is a larger set, a more expensive set. And note that this is has the alt configuration as well, and I love the little Lego Ganymede as well, which is absolutely amazing. But you've got turret config there too, which is very, very cool. So there is a Bastion himself. looking pretty cool with Ganymede. I do like that. A nice big chunky set. That'll look really, really awesome. And then last but not least, the big money one. So obviously you have in a LEGO range all of the more expensive sets. You have Watchpoint Gibraltar. Now LEGO do like their spaceships, and indeed, if you've watched the LEGO movie, you'll love a spaceship. But we have Pharah, Mercy, Winston and Reaper. Now, who knows if this is canon or not, right? Maybe this is just a nice way to stick them all into a set. I wouldn't take these as being canon situations. But we have Pharah and Mercy teaming up there. Mercy minifig, they couldn't resist putting a Mercy minifig in, could they? Now, obviously, you can get when I worked at Legoland when I was a lot younger, you used to get the minifigures, and I always used to look at the minifigures keyrings. You know, not the minifigures on their own, but the minifigure keyrings, and they used to cost for me in the UK, it was like anything from £4.99 to like £6.99. So buying the figures on their own was always quite an expensive thing, even if it was like a keyring figure. So you won't probably be able to buy these on their own to start with, but LEGO experts, you can say to that when new LEGO sets release better than me. I would imagine maybe you'd get keyrings and things of these in future, but to start with, you'll probably only get these minifigures, I'd imagine, in the sets. Now you have Pharah, Mercy, Winston with a very cool Tesla cannon there, and Reaper again. So look, Reaper gets doubled up on. He's in 2 sets. Have a look at that, and of course the centerpiece of this is clearly the Watchpoint Gibraltar rocket ship that's going to, of course, in the level be launching the payload. You get a little gantry tower with Overwatch Winston sort of flagging it off and it launching there as well. The little sort of launch pad on the floor there, Reaper climbing the tower after him, Mercy flying. I don't think that's Pharah inside the ship, is it? They put the Pharah figure inside the ship. Just looking in the cockpits where the Pharah is there, I don't think she is. Pharah decided to fly the ship off, but it'd be fun if you could put someone in that cockpit and fly the ship. I'm sure you must be able to fit a little minifigure inside that size-wise. So there we have it. That is the LEGO Overwatch, certainly first wave. I'm sure there'll be more waves. That's a good, almost half the cast kind of covered, I think, in terms of figures. So that's quite a chunky set of minifigures. Be interesting to see what scenarios they put figures in future. So what do you think of those? January 2019 was the target release date. I don't know if they're actually going to be out then. That sounds like a placeholder, perhaps, for the time being. Maybe they'll be out in future. If they're out for Christmas, that would be huge. But then I could see there being maybe a bit of a rush and things like that. So maybe these aren't out for Christmas, but if they are, it'd be a pleasant surprise. Perhaps they're going to be in 2019. What do you think of those? Do let me know in the comments below. They're very, very cool. I'd certainly love to pick up a set or two when whenever they're released and indeed money permit. If you like this video, please do throw a like, subscribe, comment what you think in the sets below. I'm getting my videos going again after a quiet month. Over the course of September. I'm sorry about that. BlizzCon is coming up, so do stay tuned and subbed here if you like everything to do with Overwatch, because there's going to be so much lore, goodness coming out of BlizzCon, new level, new hero most likely, animated short, and all of the things that we love and expect, I'm sure. I'm also going to release a little video in the coming days about why I was a bit quiet over the course of September and things, and where I'd like to take the channel from here. All of the Overwatch stuff you love and enjoy will stay here. Do not worry about that. I might try a few new things too on my second channel, and also here in terms of lore as well. Cheers for tuning in. Do check out the playlist here if you want to see more about Overwatch lore and similar. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.